I am that is your ultimate reality, the beingness of you. The presence of you is not the presence of you. It is the presence, the one presence appearing as you. So you exist as a little human personality, but more fundamentally, you exist as the consciousness of the universe. Isn't that liberating to know, not as a conceptual belief, but to actually know it experientially, and not even necessarily, although meditation is wonderful, you can sit in meditation for a long time and you may arrive at the deepest realization that you are consciousness. There's no guarantee that if you sit for 25 years and for 5 hours meditate, that you arrive at it, because you may be thinking that you are doing meditation in order to arrive at some realization, and therefore never arriving at your realization of who you already are, because you're trying to get somewhere. And everybody's impressed by how still you can be, and you're not. And after 25 years, you still get upset by the little things. And you're still like the father who was doing his loving kindness meditation, which is a Buddhist form of meditation, where you spread loving kindness and then feel your connectedness with everybody. May I be well and happy. May everybody in this house be well and happy. May everybody in this city be well and happy. May everybody in this planet be well and happy. Om. And so he had been doing this meditation for years, and then the door opens and the 5-year-old daughter comes in. Daddy, can't you see I'm doing my meditation? Why can't you leave it alone just for half an hour every day? I'm trying to get somewhere. So if you're a meditator and you have this underlying assumption that you are doing a meditation, not doing already implies time. Doing implies there's an end to it. You want to get somewhere with it. And that's perhaps why after 25 years you didn't get there. Because you can't get there, because you're already there. You're already it. So it can come to people who've never meditated. It can come to people in prison. It can come to people who suddenly lose everything. It can come to a person, a refugee who suddenly has lost everything. And suddenly all the things that contributed to your form identity on the personality, life can sometimes take it away from you. And that's painful at first. On the level of personality, it is painful. But some people, when those form things that they had identified with, that gave them their identity, have been removed by life, suddenly something emerges in them that didn't emerge in the person who was meditating for 25 years. And they didn't even look for it. And suddenly, spontaneously, they go, wow, what is this? How can I feel peaceful when I've lost everything? I met, unfortunately I don't remember, I was doing an event with Oprah last week, and there was a man there in the conference, a one-day thing, one of the speakers, unfortunately I don't remember his name. He is a black man who, when he was 19, was involved in drugs, and he killed somebody, he shot him. And so he spent decades in prison. And in that prison, his personality, the level of personality, it was a very, very dark and very heavy karma, dissolved. It dissolved. He was for several years in solitary confinement, every day, let out for half an hour, walking around the yard, back in solitary confinement. And during that time, his personality dissolved, and what remained was awareness, consciousness. And then, eventually, miraculously, He got out after several decades, and then he started helping people and teaching. And Oprah said after the event, pointing to him, said, of all those speakers today, you have come the farthest of all of us, because you have come from that place that nobody would have thought that somebody would awaken there, and he did. So it can happen in the most seemingly unlikely circumstances, and it can happen, and this is where a spiritual teaching comes in. When you come into contact with a true spiritual teaching, the spiritual teaching tells you it can happen here and now, and it's not even a happening. It's a realization of a dimension within you that hitherto you had completely overlooked. You had overlooked it. What is it that you overlooked? You overlooked the deeper part of who you are, because the surface part was so noisy. The thoughts going through your head attracted all your consciousness to themselves, like voracious little monsters. Every thought, and you see how addicted people are to their thinking, how their consciousness is continuously absorbed by thought processes. The voice in the head, for some people, for many people, there are millions of people for whom the voice in the head is a terrible, terrible torture. Millions on the planet live in being tortured through the negative judgments of the voice in their head. And they believe it's all out there. It's all the world that's making me so unhappy. All these people, why are they all so evil and bad? Why are they all against me? Why is the universe always throwing obstacles in my path? Why? There's something wrong with this. It's all in here. So they are being tortured by their mind, because they identified with their mind, the voice in the head. And some of you, probably many of you, still occasionally enter that realm. You go, oh. And you suddenly you formulate certain conclusions about your life. Oh, or other people. Oh,